Hiya, I'm going to show you this makeup look from scratch today. It's a really soft kind of plum look, so I hope you enjoy. As always, everything I've used is listed in the description of the video, so if you click to make it full screen, the title will come up along the top, click the arrow next to it and a full list of everything will drop down. Okay, just to tell you, I was looking at my face in the phone this morning and I thought, oh my God, I look so tired. I'm going to start with my base already done and then carry on. And then I thought, no, that's like feeling tired and wanting a tip for that is probably more useful than like the purples that I've put together to use today. So my favourite tip for you, if you're feeling or looking tired, and that's the kind of thing you just know in yourself, isn't it? Put your base on, put a bit of bronzer on, and then make your decisions from there, because I feel like 99 times out of 100 that will make you feel better. I'm going to use today Look Good Feel Better have their own brushes. This is the angled contour brush, but just in case you haven't heard of Look Good Feel Better or you don't know what they do, they're a lovely charity. They're available in lots of different countries. And essentially, they're there to support you if you're going through cancer treatment. They host masterclasses. There's masterclasses up and down the country, everywhere you would want to go. And basically, you have a bit of time with a beauty professional. They'll teach you how to look after your skin and do your makeup. And they actually give you a bag of things that are all safe and suitable for use during cancer treatment, because obviously there are a lot of different elements that come into play. You can find that your skin is a lot more irritated, things like that. But they're a really brilliant charity. I've volunteered with them before. I haven't done it in a long time, to be honest with you, with COVID and all of the rest of it, although I know that they were doing online masterclasses during that time. But if you go onto the website, if you know someone that has been affected, it's a really brilliant thing to do. My experience of it used to be that, like, my purpose for being there would be to help with the masterclass. But what actually happens, let's say if you are going through treatment at the moment and you joined one of these classes, you meet all of these people that are on their journey at exactly the same time as you. And I feel like people used to get just as much good out of speaking to other people going through that journey than they did the makeup and skincare, although the makeup and skincare obviously helps a lot. But yeah, really lovely charity. So the classes are there to be enjoyed. Lots of hospitals can put you in touch with them. They do teenage versions of those classes. They do classes for men. But in the meantime, for you or I that wanted to support them, they've got lovely makeup brushes. And so if you were to treat yourself to some makeup brushes, the money is going to the charity as well. So I just thought I would share a lovely charity to know about. And also, actually, I think it was Caroline Barnes on my podcast. I had Caroline Barnes on as a guest, and she is one of their kind of biggest friends of the charity, and she was telling me all about it. And I also got into a discussion with it on the It Cosmetics episode with my friend Amanda. So if you did want to have a listen, both of those are lovely, lovely episodes. Right, base is on. I'm already feeling a lot more put together. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to I'll take this one actually. This is the powder blush brush from Look Good Feel Better. I'm just taking a bit of my Laura Mercier setting powder and I'm going to set this pretty much all over and then go in with my bronzer. Now usually I'd probably just set kind of here or there, but because I think I'm going to go quite full on the bronzer today, I'm going to go over everything, because if I were to put bronzer straight onto that and it's tacky to the touch, it would just clump. So I'm giving it a nice kind of velvety finish before I go in and warm everything up. And I'm going to use the same bronzer as I used yesterday. This is the Laura Mercier Baked Bronzer and the same brush. Now, in terms of placement of this, I'm just going to sweep it through the cheeks, down the nose, through the hairline. That's why these little clips come in so handy. I know I'm just so late to the party with these, but they really are great, especially if you're in a rush in the morning. The last thing you want to be doing when you're trying to get your makeup on is having to kick your hair out of the way. They make a really big difference. I originally started kind of using them because the last time I had my hair done, it was so blonde at the front that it would pick up any little bit of colour that I was using. But that is a habit I'm glad I got myself into. Now, if I might say so, a bit on my face, a bit of bronzer, I feel 10 times better already. So tired skin hack, foundation, bronzer, you'll be good to go. Okay, I'm going to keep the brows really simple and go in with a little bit of the It Cosmetics Brow Power. Right, I want to go for like a plum smoky eye today, so I'm going to start with the waterline. This is Powerful Plum from It Cosmetics. One thing I always tend to do is just wriggle your liner on the back of your hand before you begin, and it kind of warms it up, and it means that by the time you get to that waterline, it's just going to glide across. Can I just say, with these liners, if you want one that isn't going to move, they are not going to move. And I'm saying this from the experience of always doing the It Cosmetics videos, and then in between the takes, I'm like this trying to get them off. But genuinely, if you've got like watery eyes or anything like that, they will not move unless you absolutely beg them to. So they're a really good one. Okay, I'm going to use the NARS Euphoria palette today, and I'm going to start with a little bit of this soft brown through the sockets. I've had a good play with this in my own time, and I don't know if I've actually used it in a video before. As a general rule, I would say to you, NARS always do these kind of multi-use palettes. They do them frequently through the year and they last for years. So just keep an eye. If you ever did want a bit of an all-in-one treat for yourself, they're always a really good place to look. And I think this is a really good example of how choosing the right brush for the right step makes a huge difference. That brush is really long and fluffy, and so it's going to give you this really soft, blended, kind of no beginning or end look. Whereas when I come to do my shadow, I'm going to need a completely different brush to give a more dense finish. So shadow-wise, I'm going to go in with a MAC 239. I'm going to start with this. I don't know if it's going to look really golden on. I want it to look kind of purple, but we'll see. You see, I did a brown kind of look yesterday, and I wanted something in the same family that was a bit more plummy, and this looked like it would be perfect. There we go. Now, as you can see, for now, I'm just going to take that up to the natural line, the natural crease in my eye. And then afterwards, I'm going to go in and make sure those two colours are talking to each other. But for now, my priority is initially packing this colour into the right place. Okay, while I'm here, I'm going to use a Zoeva 223 pencil brush and take the same colour under the lash line. And now I'm going to go back in with the original brush that I put the brown onto. I've dipped a tiny bit of that purple into it, and I'm going to really gently tickle the line between those two to blend them together. Okay, I do really like that, but it looks quite similar to the look I did yesterday, and I wanted something a tiny bit more plummy. So I'm going to go in with the Peaches pigment in Euphoria, perfect match for the name of that palette. And I'm going to add a little touch of purple, really just to the centres of the makeup so that we have that little hit of plum right there when we're looking forward on. The Peaches pigments are loose. I cannot recommend these enough. If you get a couple of shades that are the kind of colours that you like to wear all of the time, they're so affordable and just they make a makeup completely transform when you finish with a little touch of them. But because they're loose, what I'm going to do is pick a little bit up onto the brush, then press it into the lid to really get it into the brush because we do not want any drop down. Well, I certainly don't after I've just, you know, blended that whole makeup. I'm now going to add a little touch of this just to the lids. Now these pigments are really strong if you press them in or if you mix them with a mixing medium, but I don't really want that kind of look today. I've gone really soft and really gently just added like a thin veil of this so that it's more of a wash of colour than a bam, big night out, you know. I mean, it's Monday morning, let's be honest. There's no big nights out happening. Okay, that was so subtle, but it's made a difference again. As per yesterday, I'm going to do my mascara at the end because I've got a nice purple mascara to set this one off. But anyway, I'm going in with another little Nude Sticks highlighter. This is a slightly different shade. This one is called, where is it now? Bubbly Baby. I've got some eye things from Nude Sticks as well that I'm going to use this week. They're just, you know, when you just get into the groove of falling in love with something, that is just what I'm reaching for at the moment. I also have, I don't know if you've tried anything from this brand, I haven't. I'll do like a first impressions video. They're called Tower 28. Laura, who I was on about yesterday, loves them. And I've got some things of theirs to try, and they're all creams, so that'll be nice as well. I do really like creams in general, especially for me, having to layer coverage rather than rubbing and scrubbing it off. Creams are quite nice to pat on and build your complexion rather than, you know, too much pressure taking anything off. And I also just think creams are lovely for that kind of healthy skin look, to give you a bit of luminosity. Like I was saying, I was so tired today. They really make all the difference. Okay, lips. I'm going to go in with one of Aimee Connolly's sculpted lip duos today. These are great. You've got your liner and your lippy all in one unit, and they're really lovely colours. And you know what else I love about these? The lipstick itself is tiny. Like if I show you, here we go. There's a little MAC lippy, and there's Aimee's. It's so small that if you've got smaller lips or you want to go for a really precise finish, you've just got that bit more control. And then now, to finish off the whole Plum situation, I used a brown mascara yesterday from Ico, but they've got all these other colours, so I'm going to try the purple one today. And there's the purple. Isn't that nice? I think the nice thing about the coloured mascaras is that it doesn't, like, in your face look like a really bright purple, but when the light hits it, it just adds that little bit of warmth to the eyes, and it'll help to bring the blues out, or whatever colour your eyes are. Whatever colour eyes you have, I've done like a little Reels video on this before. I'm not one for strict rules of you have to wear this or have to wear that, but if you go for a colour that really complements your eye colour, it can help to bring them out a bit. So have a look on a colour wheel, see which colour is the polar opposite to your eye colour, and work that into your makeup if you want your eyes to pop. So there we go, nice little plummy colours. I hope you enjoyed. As always, please feel free to leave me any comments with things you want to see, and I'll work my way through them. But thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.